Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with a group of the ladies getting together for horseback riding, and what closes with us thinking that Telly is about to be riding the ride of the horseback ride of marriage? That didn't quite work. But if you guessed or you clicked on the video because the video said WAGS Atlanta season 1 episode 5. What is this one entitled? I'll have to check because they bundled them together last night. You're correct. Angela, thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. Thank you so much for being one of my first 1,000 subscribers, the foundational subscribers, the best Fabulites ever. And if you're not a subscriber, or if you're brand new to my channel, welcome to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. If you've been here before, welcome back. Let us proceed. Okay, so we got a horseback riding excursion with Kaylin and Sincerely and Niche, and I don't know who the other person was. Kaylin says that she rode a horse called Mandingo or something, and then she's like, was it called Mandingo? I don't know, man. And then she Googles and she's like, oh my gosh, don't Google Mandingo. So of course I Googled Mandingo, and I'm like, isn't that like a group of people in West Africa? Like, didn't they kind of refer to black folks as mandingos? I mean, I don't know. Like, isn't that like a viral, young black man? But I guess it's like there's like a porno reference that comes up. I'm like, but anyway. So we find out that her husband, or we didn't really find out, but she continues to talk about the fact that her husband JJ is going to winter ball, and it'll be 5 to 6 months depending on how good he is and how things are going. But now is her moment for hosting. So she's torn. She doesn't know what to do. We see Niche and her mama Nikki, who was divorced twice, and she's giving like kind of, they having a conversation. I don't really know if it's marital advice. I wasn't paying good attention. But during the conversation, Niche's manager Jamie calls, and she lets Niche know that Niche got booked for New York Fashion Week. Woo! We're so excited. We're crying. We're like, oh, it's just wonderful. My dream has finally come true. I'm Niche. My dream has finally come true. I can't have it all. I gave up modeling because I got engaged to Andre, and now I can go back to modeling. Okay. So she's excited. They're crying with joy. The manager has been trying to launch or relaunch Niche's career, and finally there's a breakthrough. Really, I'm sure that being on this TV show is part of that breakthrough, I would imagine. Andre, we see Andre at CJ's place, and Andre is really admiring the decor. I guess there's like a gold theme going on, and Dre is like, well, hey, did you and you and Keisha do it together? And CJ is like, nah, man, this is the beard. Nah, man, it's just all me. It's just all me. She fought me every step of the way. And, Dre is like, well, she fought. Well, how does she feel about it? And CJ is like, she hates everything, and then we find out that CJ has installed his own camera. And she'll get to know how it feels. Okay. So Andre, we see, we already talked about that. So then we're at the gym with Kayla and Niche, and Niche is telling Kaylin she's going to New York Fashion Week, and Kaylin is like, I'm going to New York Fashion Week too because I'm going to do a red carpet. My hosting career is taking off. Your modeling career is taking off. Oh, it's so wonderful. They're really excited. Niche is like, I'm thinking about inviting Telly and Deontay so Andre won't be alone. And, then Niche makes up this thing like she's Shay, and KK, that's Kaylin. Shay and KK. I don't remember how it went. I guess it wasn't as catchy as we thought. It's not catching on, huh? It's not catching fire? Okay. So then we see Harry and Andre, and they're prepping for New York Fashion Week. Deontay is there. Some other guy is there. They're like at a suit shop. So they're like, oh, I like this. I don't like that. Whatever. I don't know what they're doing. But we do find out that Mr. Andre, that's Nisha's husband, has taken and passed the agent's test. Yay! I didn't even know there was a test to be an agent, but I'm really excited that we got to see that he was studying for it, he was preparing for it, he took it, and he passed it. It makes it seem like it might be a little rigor involved with being an agent. You can't just get out there and hang out your shingle and be like, I'm an agent, I'm a sports agent. So, you know, it makes, I'm proud of you, brother. Yes. Okay, so then we go to a yoga class with Kiera and Telly and Ariel and Keisha, and I think Kiera organized it. And it's a yoga class with goats. So, okay. I don't really understand the point of it. I've been to many a yoga class. I guess if you're like an advanced practitioner, I could see how it might be an exercise and like staying focused and not being like, oh, look at the goats, or like, oh, look at the goat. What's the goat doing? I mean, but it just seems like for someone who's new practitioners, it seems kind of weird to me. But anyway, I don't know. Keisha is like, you know, letting the ladies know that she has to play games with CJ. Like the house, you know, he's decorating the house. He says he's a decorator. He competes with her. He destroyed the house with all that gold. We're both Leos. He's competitive with me. So I don't know. I guess if they like it, I love it. But their relationship is really like disturbing to me. I don't like to see all that petty tit for tat stuff. You know, she put up cameras, so I'm going to put up cameras. I feel like it was egregious. I don't really think it was appropriate for her to put up cameras. And I don't think it's appropriate or cute for him to put up cameras. I don't think it's like, their whole way of interacting, I'm like, I don't think this is like healthy and wholesome. But I know that I have, I'm not like, I know that some people, I guess they like to fight and argue and stuff. I mean, like, it might be like a healthy and wholesome. It's just very difficult for me to process it as like, oh, well, everybody has their way. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what in the, you know, it's hard for me to not be judgmental about that type of, I'm like, ugh. So, Kiera is like, look, girl, now, you know, you just moved into the big house with all your stuff and it's peaceful. Now, you don't want me to have to come over there and be helping you move boxes again. I mean, I will if I have to, but chill. Keisha, that's her name, right? CJ's the one with CJ for 5 years. Just chill, Keisha, just chill. Okay, so then we see Miss Kaylin packing, talking about packing. She's packing with her dog's assistants for the trip to New York. Does this look good, dog? Bark once for a no and 2 for yes. Okay, so then JJ comes in to discuss the fact that he won't be there for Fashion Week, but he tells her to just be herself. She's wonderful and fabulous. The baby girl Kaylin is like, well, I'm a pageant girl, and not a lot of people in fashion talk the way that I do. How do you give me some advice, husband? I mean, how do you face a batter? And then he's like, you know, tells her whatever. And she's like, okay, so I should be a winner and I should know that they're not better than me. And I was kind of like, okay. I guess they just wanted to show that he's supportive. That's what we saw. He's supportive. She's seeking his advice. He's giving advice. They're trying to use his experience with being successful in baseball, and we're going to transfer that perspective and information and knowledge that we've gathered to the being successful as a hostess. It's not a hostess, but you know, like interviewer. What do they call them? You know, the woman on the red carpet or whatever. Okay, so then we're at the Ta-da! Dance Academy, and Nisha has invited Kaylin and Telly, and Nisha is brushing up on her runway skills. And Kaylin says, I was one of the top walkers. So the last episode, Kaylin was acting like she was nervous to walk in the show. Now she's telling us she was one of the top walkers as a pageant girl, so I don't understand. Nisha is crying because she can finally focus on her. She's made so many sacrifices. She's been so selfless and never complained. And she lets Kaylin know that she's gotten her VIP access to host the red carpet for the fashion show that Nisha is doing. And Kaylin knows the walking coach, when the walking coach comes in, and then they have the little walking session, and Nisha feels good about the class, and her confidence is, increased even more, because we ain't never seen this child exhibit any lack of confidence, but now she has even more confidence. Miss Shay. Okay, so then we're in New York City. We got Telly and Deontay. That's a couple. We have Kaylin. She's uncoupled. And we have Nisha and Andre. And Kaylin is like, I'm hiding my disappointment. The JJ can't be here. But this is my lifelong dream. So I'm going to persevere and push on. And I'm like, okay, good, girl. That's good. Okay, so then we're at MacDougal. That's the designer that Nisha is walking for. And I think he's Sikh. He has his head wrapped. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know why it was so interesting. It's always nice to see, like, somebody other than a rich white man with property and power. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if he was Sikh or not. And he's a ball gown and pageant designer. I think he has 30 showrooms throughout the world, which sounds quite impressive to me. I've never heard of him, but I'm not a ball gown and pageant gown type woman. So I really like Nisha's dress, the black with the gold one that she tried on. And then he says that MacDougal says that he has one more look for her that will surprise the whole world. I got kind of excited by that, but I was like, ooh, is she closing the show? Is she going to be in the wedding gown type thing? Like, what's going to happen, MacDougal? What's going to happen? Okay, so then we're back in Atlanta. We're with Kiera and Keisha, and they got their 2 baby girls with them. They are so cute. And Keisha is trying to coach Callie and model for Callie how to mark up CJ's work. So she can like lie and be like, oh, the baby did it. But she's like showing her how to do it. See, that's the stuff that like I just kind of feel like I don't like the pretending and the lying and the game playing and the oh, the baby. I don't care for that. That makes it hard for me. Like I just feel like woman up and be a woman and say I don't like, and then it's kind of like, how can you woman up because you're not secure in your position? I don't know if that's part of what's going on, but I feel like if it's my house and we got to work together to make this work, I'm not happy with it. But I think that he's like, it's his house and he's going to do what he wants to. And she's just a squirrel out here trying to get a nut. And he may or may not give her a nut. That went bad, but you know what I mean? What was that song? OJ something. That's from a long time ago. Okay, so Keisha is like, I have to do these outlandish things just to get my point across. I've been with him for 5 years, so I know. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you've been with the man 5 years. Y'all have children. You've been wanting to get married, and is your strategy? Is it working? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I feel like, girl, have some, some dignity and some about you. Like if I don't like the stuff, I don't like the stuff. I don't know. Okay, let me stay focused. Okay, so we're back at New York Fashion Week. Marled is the company that Kaylin is working for, and she's interviewing a guy, and then she's interviewing a woman named Heidi, and the woman she's interviewing seems to be losing interest. The way it's edited, Kaylin looks really like nervous and unprofessional and like shaky and like do you like fashion? You like fashion? Like she just look a mess. Not like a total mess, but like a low-key mess. She looks good physically, but she does not look like, oh yeah, she got this hosting thing down. It's not looking good for homegirl. So then we see Nisha and Andre and Mama Nikki and Nikki's man at a restaurant, and Andre is all excited that she is, oh, she's Batman, I'm Robin. He like just really is supporting his wife. He's really, really proud of his wife. She's his partner. He's just really showing up on screen as a very supportive, excited husband. And that's really nice and refreshing. She didn't need anything from me. She didn't need any help. You know, my wife is bad. My woman is the stuff. I love me some Niche. That's how Andre seems. And then the mom is telling stories about when she was a WAG and she would travel with her husband. And she said she was telling a story about one hotel where she went to check in. She's Mrs. WAG. Let's just call her Mrs. Niche's mama. Mrs. Niche's mama go check into the hotel. She's like, "Hi, I'm Mrs. Niche's mama. I'm going to check in." And the people are like, "Well, Mrs. has already checked in." And Mrs. Niche's mama is like, "No, I'm right here. I haven't checked in. I'm here to check in." And they're like, "Well, you're already checked in." And she's like, "No, you need to give me a key. I'm checking in. This is me. What's going on?" Mrs. Niche's mama goes up to the room, and there is a woman, a whole woman, laid out on the bed in her negligee, her lingerie, just laid out waiting for Mrs. Niche's mama's husband to show up. Now, I think that he knew that Mrs. Niche's mama was traveling with him, so I don't think he set it up. I think that's just a way of saying, you know, because I think before the mother was talking about, you know, the difference between wives and girlfriends and how, you know, when she was a WAG, the wives stuck together, and then there were these scallywags out there, you know, wags, scallywags. She was a wife, and then there were the scallywags, you know. So anyway, yeah, so that was, you know. So we see Kaylin on the MacDougal red carpet, and we're nervous for her because we didn't show well the last time. And Telly and Deontay are arriving, and Kaylin is like, you know, I had to shake off what happened, and I need to do well today. And Kaylin is doing well today. Yay! She's on a roll. And then JJ shows up with flowers mid-interview. Yay! And I'm like, no, why are you showing up at her place of work when she's trying to work? You gonna throw her off? I'm like, you should have waited off to the side. Whatever. I just don't feel like you walk into somebody's job, you know. But anyway, she's very, very excited that he put baseball to the side for me, even if it's just for a day. So we have another example of a man who's being very, very supportive of his wife and her career. Now, I think this is a different narrative from what we've seen on some of the other basketball, some of the other WAGs and type shows. So we see, but you know, we see CJ and Keisha and CJ, and they're on a date night, and she has popcorn and champagne, and she's like, "What we watching, baby? Did you pick a good movie? Because if you didn't pick a good movie, I'm gonna switch up. So what movie did you pick?" And he says, let's just hit play. And then he hits play, and it shows her the video that he took of her showing her baby girl how to draw on the hard work that he did decorating the place. She's cracking up. He seems amused. She is like, "You are so petty." And it seems like this is just their stilo. This is how they operate. They seem like he like it, she love it, she like it, he love it. And she's like, "You know, you got me. I need to have some little way for you to listen to me." So I guess they like it. So back in New York City, Andre Andre says that he wants to be Niche's #1 fan. He wants to be the loudest one in the stands. We see Niche's show, and we see her walk in her #1 dress, and then #2 look, I'm like, I think that's Niche. It was like a short white dress, and you know, and then the fashion show was over, so I'm like, yeah, that was Niche. But I was all like, MacDougal had me all hyped for like something that was just gonna blow my mind, and it was kind of like, so then we see JJ, and he's like, "No way I would have missed this." And Kaylin is like, "Now I can go to the Dominican Republic and support you." And then we see Dre giving Shay flowers too, and it's like all happiness and light in the world of WAGs. Meanwhile, back in Atlanta, Telly and Deontay, they're at a place for dinner, and Telly is like, "Oh, this is very romantic." And she says she trusted Deontay from day one. And they got matching tattoos on day 2, and it's just been like a match made in heaven. And she always knew from the beginning that they were meant to be together forever and ever and ever and happy. And then Deontay is like, I couldn't see life without you. You are the total package. Thank you, thank you. And Talia's like, you're welcome. And she's, you know, kind of putting her left hand out. And we're like, is he about to give her the ring that she's been begging for 2.5 years, a year and a half a year, how long she been begging? And then there's like an awkward pause, and then Deontay is like, so how was your day? And Telly is like, it was okay. Bum, bum, bum. So I don't know, that's the end of that episode of WAGS. We go back to Telly and Deontay, so I'm not even gonna make any commentary on that other than the commentary that just slips out of my mouth. These beautiful, intelligent, wonderful women. And it's like, nobody has to be a desperado. Nobody is ugly enough or dumb enough or valueless enough to have to be a desperado. There's somebody for everybody. You never have to be a desperado. So it's like, and these women, I feel like, are working in theory with more than your average woman. You know, they're above average in desirability, particularly to these types of men. But y'all got to get your mental game. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Today is the best day ever. So you know what you got to do. You got to be you. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous you.